gasoline costs falling almost 7.5% in November and energy costs dipping over 4% on the whole, it's hardly a surprise that the federal government's consumer price index fell slightly last month. Its first decline actually since May. Core consumer prices rose slightly, and the producer price index also retreated almost a full percent in November. In the past 12 months, America has seen almost 2% overall consumer inflation and 1.5% overall wholesale inflation. In AAA's December 13th survey, unleaded gasoline was averaging $3.29 a gallon nationally, down 68 cents from its 2012 peak.
In a remarkably specific policy announcement, the Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee said that the central bank would keep interest rates at historic lows, at least as long as unemployment exceeds 6.5% and inflation is projected at about 2.5% or less. If the jobless rate continues to fall as it has since July, the Fed could end up adjusting rates prior to 2015. The central bank also said it would buy more debt. It will purchase $45 billion of Treasury bonds per month, starting this January.
November's increase in retail sales was a nice rebound from the 0.3% slip the Commerce Department had reported in October. Economists surveyed by Bloomberg had projected a November gain of 0.5%, however.
Major stock indices declined last week as follows. The S&P down a little over 0.3% to 1413. The NASDAQ down about 0.25% to 2971. And the Dow down about 0.15% to 13135. While President Obama and House Speaker John Boehner met privately last Thursday, there was no sign of a fiscal cliff deal emerging in the nation's capital. Oil settled in at $86.73 a barrel, and gold settled in at Friday at $16.97 per ounce.
Well, as we head into Christmas week next week, there are no major U.S. economic releases scheduled for today, a fairly quiet week.
Tomorrow, a new NAHB housing market index arrives.
And then on Wednesday, we learn about November housing starts.
Thursday, the final estimate on third quarter GDP, the November existing home sales numbers, and the Conference Board Index of Leading Indicators. And the weekly jobless claims figures complement many earnings reports coming out.
And then wrapping up the week on Friday, we'll see the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey for December and reports on durable goods orders and consumer spending for November. From both Greg and I, we wish you a very Merry Christmas next week as we head into the holiday week. We hope you have a wonderful time with family and friends. Please feel free to subscribe to our video, and we'll check in with you next Monday.